Hello guys, watching the Geek Somewhat, and today we're talking about Doctor Who Rogue. I just finished watching it, so here's my instant reaction and review. Let's go. Briefly just want to mention this because it was very subtle and I noticed it and I'm going to forget about it, so I really want to just mention this quick time. I'm a bad guy, duh. That music in in the past, like, fashion, that was playing in the background basically, and I liked that. That was so cool. I was like, is that I'm a bad guy, that music from modern day music in the past? I like that aspect. It was just subtle. It's like a blink and you'll miss it moment. If you're not paying attention, it will zone past you. And also some modern music when Ruby's fighting the shapeshifter. I've forgotten what that one was. I did that, I accord it, but I forgot that music. So that's why I wanted to briefly mention this before I forget it even further. I like the two modern music that I clocked, and I thought it was a very nice take, even if it makes no sense of that music being here in that time frame, and then our characters notice that. Anyway, another thing I'm going to forget about, so I briefly mention, the Susan twist reveal again. It's very subtle in this episode. Obviously, just like a picture with the eyes slightly moving, and Ruby noticing who that woman is as a picture, and we're going to learn who that is next week, I guess. It looks very interesting and dark next week. So, if you ask me from series 1, which episode are you least looking forward to? It was this episode for me. I was not excited at all. I just didn't like the setting. It just felt like, oh, it's going to bore me. This is so like a U-turn. I think me thinking like that made me love this episode even further. My favourite episode in the show at the moment from series 1 is The Devil's Court. This is my second favourite of the series. I really like this one. And a lot of people are going to hate this episode for one thing I know, but we're going to get onto that in a minute. Now, this episode had the villains, and they look fantastic, and the shapeshifters. I don't know whether it's just me, but I love a good shapeshifter. And Torchwood, talking about Torchwood, one of the villains was actually Susie, a Torchwood member from Torchwood. So that was cool little gimmick. Which also, when the marriage and shapeshifter, very Torchwoody as well with Gwen's wedding, with something borrowed there. I thought that was cool. Also, I've got sort of something else, Richard E. Grant, but I'll get onto him and how I thought he was in the episode, and you will I'll get onto it. But the villains in this look fantastic. The shapeshifters, for me, I love a Zygon. I love my favourite Torchwood episode is Gwen's wedding with the shapeshifter. And this one, I loved again. I think I'm just a sucker for shapeshifters. I honestly love it. And I'm guessing. It was a bit more obvious. I thought Torchwood did the shapeshifting better with guessing who was and stuff. But the shapeshifters felt like kids. Like running around too excited, cosplay, ready to jump into different things and try different people out. And once they try them people out, the death's pretty gruesome and the face reveals is nice. I liked it. So yeah, the villains were took out pretty easy. I felt like they were just fun party animals that were literally these bird shapeshifted creatures that were just there for fun. This episode was just fun, lightheartedness, nothing to take too seriously, and that's why I don't think these villains are amazing, but I do like them. I do think they're a lot of fun. So that's my take on them. Also, as I said, that's something else I've forgotten, but we're going to Richard Grant. So, when they were doing all the flashes of the Doctor, with Rogue, and the face reveals of all the different incarnations was lovely, well done. I think I spotted Richard E. Grant. Don't hate at me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I spotted Richard E. Grant's face. It can't be Peak Pally. It didn't look like Peak Pally. Surely it weren't. But I thought it was Richard E. Grant next to William Hartnell, is it, in the scene? And I was like, who's that? That's not. Is that a like a fugitive doctor? You know, like a Times Child doctor or something? And I was like, hold on, and then moved the face a little bit. I was like, that's Richard E. Grant, isn't it? Which was basically, why would Richard E. Grant be there? Because he was playing he played an old cartoon doctor that was a like it was meant to be the Ninth Doctor, but obviously Christopher Eccleston came along, so Richard Grant's not that. But he did play a cartoon Doctor of such. I think that's a nod to that. If so, does that make that episode canon as a Timeless Child Doctor? Because if so, I'd be up for that. That looks cool. But that's just something I noticed, and I might be wrong, but I like. Also, Ruby. I thought Ruby smashed it yet again. She's really becoming one of my favourite companions at the moment. I'm loving her so much, and her energy and her funness. However, she did bring up Bridgerton 3 times. I felt it was a bit too on the nose, but I'm loving her modernness and trying to play down with the past and stuff. It was real cool. Now, the main event, the Doctor in this episode and Rogue. So Rogue was a real fun character that I really liked, and a lot of people was like, "It's Captain." I'd never even doubted that it wouldn't be Captain Jack. Like, honestly, if you're not gonna bring John Barrowman back, don't bring Captain Jack back. Why would you do that? Plus, Russell's friends with Captain Jack, with John Barrowman, so why would they do that? Why? It wouldn't make no sense. Rogue, though, as an agent, would have been cool. However, he was just a bounty hunter, but he had a spaceship. He had so much about him. It was so cool. And he was like, the Doctor's like, "Come travel with me." And then Rogue was like, "Actually, you come travel with me." And I would just love their pairing. And then I was like, the Doctor's getting too attached to this one, and I know he's not in the final. He's gonna die. And then as soon as the beam hooked onto Ruby, Rogue's gonna swap places with Ruby. I can see it happening. And it happened. So that was a bit predictable. Also, was Ruby one of them or not? I was questioning a little bit, like, how no, they couldn't do that. They didn't show Ruby's death. Then we got the flashback, the fight scene. We got Ruby's mom talking to the Doctor. Finally, that really bugged me throughout the whole episode. That we just land in the TARDIS and we see the companion's mom shocked, and then we never get the aftermath of that. But the Doctor promised the mom that he would look after her. I like that. And the Doctor's anger and outburst when he thinks Ruby's dead. So I like that. And the Doctor having to press the button was very time-warmy. Time war. Anyway, the Doctor. Ncuti's performance in this episode I was missing Ncuti. I was missing the Doctor. And as this episode kept going and going, I'm glad we got more of Ncuti. And I was just like, yes, I've missed this. I've missed Ncuti. And then we get onto the relationship. Me, I'm standing it. I'm saying it straight. The only person I accept is River Song to go out with the Doctor. That's the only one exception I go with. I think the Doctor shouldn't go out with anyone. I don't even like him with Rose. I'm not going to lie. So him to go with that, with Rogue, it didn't really... I was like, okay. But I loved Rogue. So I was like, I was up for him as a companion, but I don't want him in a relationship. The kissing at the end made me go, okay, the Doctor is definitely bi. There's no going past that. He didn't kiss Yaz, so, when he was a woman. So, he's still, but he's now officially bi in my eyes. Literally, the Doctor goes for, obviously, Rose, and then he goes for Rogue. He goes for anyone like Captain Jack, I feel. I feel like the relationship that it can be cause problems for some Doctor Who fans because of, oh my god, the Doctor is this now, they've ruined the show. It bugs me that the Doctor's going with someone, because I think he shouldn't. I think he should be with no relationship and none of that mindset, which we've always kind of had, but we've also had hints of his sexuality both ways before anyway. So it's, it's up for debate, and I feel like it's just a different take of the character, where he is and what he's feeling. This episode, out of 10, I'm still going with only accepting River Song as the exception for the Doctor's companion, so relationship-wise. But this episode was a lot of fun. It was exciting, and it's getting an 8 out of 10 from me. Honestly, really loved this from start to finish. Even the beginning with the intro was real cool. So yes, I loved this episode. Join me for the final, first part of the final next week. Stay tuned for that, and I've got a Comic-Con video coming up with some people, so get ready and excited for that. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in a review very soon. Have a nice day.